last time we drew a 3-point perspective cube looking at it from above. So we drew the cube below the horizon. In this drawing, we're going to draw it on the horizon, which is probably more of a usual view that we might have if we're, for example, in a city and we're looking up at a really tall building. Okay, so let's get started. So this time we're going to put our horizon roughly in the middle of our page, like so. And like before, we're going to put our vanishing point on either side, like so. And unlike the last video, we're actually going to put our third vanishing point at the top of our page, like that. Okay, so let's get started. So I've decided that the bottom corner point of my box is going to be here. So I'm going to put a dot on my page just there. And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a faint line. I do it with dashes, but you should do it just as a faint line. It's easier to rub out. Up to the top vanishing point, like so. Okay, then I'm going to go across to the right hand side vanishing point. And then I'm going to go across from the bottom point to the left hand vanishing point, like so. Then I want to decide on the height of my block here. So I'm going to come quite far up actually. It's probably going to be more of a cuboid than a cube. And I'm going to put my dot there. And from the top dot, I am going to join up that dot and my right hand side vanishing point. And you guessed it, we're going to go to the left hand side vanishing point. So this is always a good way to start your 3-point perspective drawings, and it looks a little bit, I suppose, like a kite shape. The tricky bit is to remember what you have to do next. So go back to the base of your block, okay, and make a decision. Doesn't matter how wide, make a decision on this distance here, this width. So I'm going to just put my point there. That's how wide I want my cube to be at the base. So I'm going to now join up this point and the top vanishing point. Okay, so we're not using this point, we're using the vanishing point. Always go to the vanishing point, like so. Okay. We're going to do the exact same on the other side. So just go an equal sort of distance. You can just judge it with your eye. It doesn't need to be with a ruler. You can use a ruler if you prefer, because it doesn't really matter if this is equal-sided. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to join up this point with the third vanishing point, not the top of the cube. Okay? Like so. Did that little thing there, did you spot? You can do that too, where you don't actually necessarily draw the line all the way to the vanishing point. That's something I just seem to do automatically sometimes. Okay, so now we can block in the outline of the shape. Because I made my block, I'm calling it a block now, not a cube, because it's not really a cube, it's a cuboid. I made it quite long. You can see, really see the emphasis of how it disappears, narrows into almost a point at the top as it goes up into the sky. Okay, so that's what happens. This is a very extreme version of it, but that's what happens when you look up at a tall building. So something like the Eiffel Tower, as I've already said, or I don't know, the HSBC building in Canary Wharf. So what I've done there is I've rubbed out the horizon, because obviously you wouldn't be able to see that through our solid block. and then I'm rubbing out all of the unwanted construction lines. So there we go. That's more of an eye level view. So if you were walking around and you saw a building, and there we go, it's vanishing off up into the sky. And as always, you can put your light source in and you can start to shade. So for this one, be shading the opposite side. First of all, working all the way up this line. Doing this really much quicker than I recommend you doing it. Just so that you can see it quickly on the video. What I'd do there, just to make it a bit more comfortable for myself, is turn it around and then move to this edge and start working in from this edge. Like so. You can smudge that if you want to, just to flatten out some of the pencil lines. So I'm using quite a hard pencil, it's not ideal for shading. And then with your finger still with pencil on it, you can always use some of that in this side just to give it a slight tone, and I don't go all the way to the edge because the light's coming from this direction, so it's got a slightly lighter edge there. And as always, our shadows on the opposite side of the block. There we go. That is a 3-point perspective block, cuboid, that's drawn on the horizon. So we're looking sort of more straight on.